Hello fans and friends across the universe, and welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith. For today's video I thought I'd weigh in with my considered opinion on all of this Beatles activity that's been going on this past week, relating to, of course, the new Beatles single, Now and Then. Now I have to say, when we got the news that we were going to get a new Beatles single, my initial feeling was not one of excitement. In fact, it was one of nervousness, and I found myself asking the question, why? Why are we getting a new Beatles single in 2023? And when it was confirmed that the new Beatles single was going to be called Now and Then, I thought to myself, oh, okay, so it's the one that they were going to do for Anthology 3, but they never got round to finishing. In fact, there is a video on YouTube that I'm sure many of you will have seen where Paul is talking about the making of Free as a Bird and Real Love from Anthology 1 and Anthology 2. And he talks about the song Now and Then, back then, and he makes a joke saying that he's going to nick it and finish it one day. Apparently at the time, George wasn't too keen on it, and the Beatles ran out of time with it, and so they never got round to finishing it. And I'm old enough to remember the anthologies coming out, and I always wondered why we got Free as a Bird on Anthology 1, Real Love on Anthology 2, but no new song for Anthology 3, though I don't remember Now and Then being spoke about back then. And so I guess it did leave a hole of some sort. And so it was interesting to see this 12-minute documentary that got released on Wednesday this week that told the story of the making of Now and Then from its early difficult beginnings. And basically, it all came down to technology. During the documentary, Paul and Ringo spoke about the difficulty of working with John's Now and Then demo. Paul spoke of how the piano rather clouded John's vocal, which made it difficult to work with. And due to the lack of technology and time constraints, and the small fact that George wasn't a big fan of it, the Beatles shelved the project. And Peter Jackson speaks during this documentary, and he talks about how during the course of the Get Back film, he and his team worked with the Mal machine. And this is new technology that he and his team have been developing. And it gave them the ability to separate tracks. And with that, they could go back and revisit John's Now and Then demo and separate his vocal from the piano. Problem solved. And with that, Paul and Ringo could get to work on the track. Paul laid down some bass, sent a file over to Ringo. He added drums. Giles Martin, son of Beatles producer George, worked up a string arrangement, and the track got cooking, as Paul said. And George Harrison is there, of course, on rhythm guitar. His part is taken from the work that the Beatles did on Now and Then from back in the mid-90s. So, all four Beatles play on the song, which makes it an authentic Beatles song in my book. I'm all for it. But is the song any good? Now, first listen, I have to be honest, I was rather underwhelmed by it. I thought, it's okay, it's nice. 7.5 out of 10. But the song has grown on me. I've listened to it 4 times now, and I've notched it up to maybe a slightly generous 8 out of 10. And naturally, I've been watching the videos put up by our good friend Beatly Tone this week, and I rather hastily left a comment on one of his videos and said that Now and Then isn't a patch on Real Love or Free as a Bird. And I stand by that, but as Tone pointed out, it's much too early to make comparisons. After all, as he said, we've lived with Free as a Bird and Real Love for nearly 30 years now. The main thing about Now and Then that everyone seems to agree on is John's voice. Wow, crystal clear, beautiful. And George Harrison says in this recent documentary that to hear John's voice, that's the thing we should cherish. And when George says that in the documentary, of course, he's referring to the songs Free as a Bird and Real Love, but of course, it's applicable to Now and Then. And to hear Paul singing harmony once more with John, that was a nice moment. I think the string arrangement is tastefully done, and I do like the dreamy bridge section. I think it's a job well done because if you look at it, there isn't that much of a song there. There's a couple of verses and what they made into the chorus. They had very little to work with really, and I think they've made a lot out of it. And I've thought about this, and I'm sure many of you watching this video will have thought it too. I think that Paul would have worked up another verse, but would he have been comfortable with his 81-year-old voice being pitched against John's 39-year-old voice? Because it's noticeable in the harmony. I think the song could have been fleshed out a bit more, like Free as a Bird was. But that aside, we've got what we've got, and I like it. It's a good song, a good piece of work. But it's been a great week to be a Beatles fan. The documentary was fantastic. I've watched that twice. I really enjoyed that. I'll watch it again sometime soon. The song, as I say, is a good piece of work. I'm enjoying it and I'm glad we've got it. And the video, pieced together wonderfully by Peter Jackson. That is a gift. That is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to watch that again. That certainly left a lump in my throat. Seeing all four Beatles together, that did. I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. That was a special moment for sure. And the hype's been big. It's been very big. It's a big deal. It's the Beatles. It's John, Paul, George, and Ringo. They're all on the track. It's a new song. Come on. Come on, it's such a joy. Get involved. What are you waiting for? Where will this song sit in the Beatles' incredible back catalogue of songs? Well, it's early days yet, so let's enjoy it. Let's give it time, and time will tell. But it's great, and as a lot of people have said already, it's 2023 and we've got a new Beatles single. Incredible. Now and Then, out now. And so when I asked the question, why are we getting a new Beatles single now? I think it's a case of reintroducing the band to the modern age and reminding people once more just how important this band really is, and giving them their very own piece of Beatlemania. And to quote a Paul McCartney lyric, what's wrong with that? I'd like to know. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.